Hi, this is Jennifer Quick, and I'm with Shining Spirit Wellness. And this is an interview tonight with a shining spirit in our community. Tonight we are meeting with Jami Fuller. I'm going to read the intro. Hi, Jami.
Hi.
I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to read the intro that I have for Jami, and then we'll get chatting. So I have right here Jami Fuller is a talented and intuitive healer who uses all her gifts to build and promote wellness in others. She is down to earth and always about self-love. Her teachings are based around filling your cup first so that you can set the best intentions for your life. She focuses on the law of attraction and all of its components. Jami helps to guide others to realizing their greatness through daily gratitude practices, true self-love, and emotional mastery. She is a mother of 2 beautiful boys and a strong advocate for self-awareness and self-advocacy in young people. She is filled with love and appreciation when the people she works with push through barriers and truly understand how important and powerful they are. There truly is no greater gift than that of another human stepping out of the shadows of self-doubt and believing they are worth every greatness life has to offer. What a beautiful intro, and that is the Jami I know. Well, I have known Jami for a little while now. I'm not even sure how far back we go. We met through Infinite Serenity over the last year or two here. And I have had the pleasure of seeing Jami on a regular basis, chatting with her, exploring the world with her, working with clients and hearing feedback from clients that have worked with Jami. And everybody has really, really enjoyed the work that you do with them.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I always get positive feedback, and you have always been a joy for me to walk into the store and see you. And when I see you, and I have to say, watching you online through all this COVID-19 panic, all self-quarantine and everything, you have been one of those shining lights on Facebook and social medias and everything. So thank you for doing that. You are excellent. So tell us, how is COVID affecting you?
Oh, so many ways. It's been challenging because, like a lot of people, now I am home with my children and trying to work from home with 2 beautiful, wonderful special needs boys is exciting and interesting in so many ways. But it's just been really finding that balance, and it's actually been a little bit of a blessing because it's pushed me more into my own self-advocacy and my own sort of pushing me into my own business a little bit more and making sure that I'm really doing for me what I need to be doing for me.
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I'm finding there's a lot of self-growth. Are you finding that it's a self-growth, stepping into your power, and really your business is really blossoming into more of you?
Yeah, very much. It really has taken that turn. I just finished doing meditations for kids last night, and really what I've been noticing a lot with the COVID is that people's self-care has just gone down the toilet. And there's so many people suffering right now. And so it's been definitely a boost for me to bring what I know out to more and more people. And I'm finding that they're really seeking me out a little bit more.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. I think that's because you're, like I said, you're a very big shining light on the social media scene. So you're getting a message out there. I've definitely noticed that. So what do you find that you're doing? What are you doing? What is your day looking like? What is the life of, what does self-quarantine look like with Jami Fuller these days?
Oh, well, like I said, full of excitement, right? We don't get up to an alarm, which is probably one of the biggest blessings for me. It's something I've been trying to get rid of for a long time. And now, hey, no alarm, right? So we get up usually around 7. And the first thing I do is I have angel messages that I post in the morning and a universal message that I post in the morning. So I go and read those for myself first, really absorb them, let them sink in. Well, actually, I should backtrack. First, I recall my dreams. Then I do all those things. And I have my coffee, I enjoy my messages, and really allow myself to feel the message that's been given, and to kind of go over the one that came in my dream the night before, or that sort of thing. And then I do a daily gratitude post in my group and talk about all the things for the day, like really set the stage for the day I'm going to have, because I want to make sure that I'm going to have a great day. And even if I'm not feeling 100%, I want to start feeling 100%. So focusing on gratitude is really the fastest way to do that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so then after that, we have breakfast. We hang out for a little bit. The boys do a little bit of their schoolwork. We are outside a lot, either in the backyard or we're out wandering. Unfortunately, electronics have become very popular in this house. So dealing with the sensory overload that brings can be a little challenging, but we are really trying to limit that and make sure that we're finding different ways to keep ourselves entertained.
That is the challenge for a lot of parents nowadays, especially at this time, right? All the rules are out the door with the with the electronics.
Yep.
For sure.
But I pop into Facebook in the morning, and then I like to play games and I like to have fun. And so a lot of the times on my personal page, I will post a mindless distraction game, something that's going to get you thinking about something different than what is going on in your life. And if you have to think of a song with the letter W, then you're going to think of a song with the letter W. You're going to have a little fun doing it. And then, hey, if you want to play, I give you something that you can play to, and you can go play on your own page if that's something you want to continue doing. If not, I'm never one to pressure. You know those Facebook games that you get, and they're like, now it's your turn. You have to do this. It's like,
yeah,
no,
I never do those.
No. Yeah, I'll do them, but then I change the wording of it so that it's like, what game are we going to play today? Oh, we're going to play this. And so then I always say, well, here's your letter or your number or your color or whatever it is, if you want to play. If you don't, hey, no pressure, right? Because people, for whatever reason, feel that they have to do things because somebody said that they have to.
So you tell them what they have to do.
Well, you have to use your head and think. And if you feel like doing it and you want to play, then play. If you don't do it, then don't do it. Like, make your choices.
Well, it's a good thing to tell them to have fun.
Yeah, go have fun. Go play.
Share some fun around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed those games and everything, definitely. So, Do you think that your work is going to be changed in the future? Do you think that when all this is over and we all go back to whatever world we're going to go back to, which is another question, what are we going back to? Do you think your world's going to be changed?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
It's already changed in that I am the most important. And though I've always known that, actually following through with it and making sure that every decision I make is for my highest good.
Yes.
Then that's different, because I am a recovering people pleaser. It is really, really hard for me not to do things for everybody else. And so when I'm now I don't have anybody to please. Like I got my kids, but they're pretty easy. For the most part. I know what they need and the things that, times when they don't need, but I also know that my needs have to come first.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be the best that you are for them, for sure. Yeah. And we've talked about that with you in the past. You and I have chatted about being that people pleaser and just wanting to be there for people so much. I think so much of your heart comes out in your work, and genuinely when you meet people, you have this big heart that wants to help them so much. It's hard to remember to put yourself first. And so the self-quarantine is actually helping you become strong in who you are so that you can be the shine for everybody else, right? Exactly. Put on your own mask first, right?
Yeah. And what I've actually started doing now is when somebody is ranting or having a little moment, my first question is, how can I support you? What do you need from me?
Yeah.
Right? I'm not just going to give you advice, because a lot of people will just put the brakes, right? But do you want just to vent it out? Do you want me to support you, or do you want me to give you advice? Like, what's my position in this for you?
Yeah.
It's been a big help, because then I'm not feeling the need to help right away. I can sort of take a few steps back and just wait for them to let me know where I fit into this whole big thing.
Yeah, letting them know, waiting for them to, it's kind of like waiting for them to show you what they need and to actually come seeking what they need from you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, it's much nice. That's good, really good. So you're involved with a couple of different things that are coming up, aren't you? There's a, I don't know. You tell me. What is it that you're doing?
Well, I've been I revamped my Journey to Self course. And originally it was a 4-week course, and it was a little deeper, a little more spread out. But what I've done this time is I've made it into more of a personalized, tailored to you experience. So we're going to go over the 4 main elements of self-care: your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And we're going to do that pretty in depth and in sort of a conversation format over a live. And then afterwards, I'm going to set up one-on-one calls with everyone so we can do a detailed plan on the areas where we can make you feel a little bit more loved and appreciated.
Okay, so it's quite transformational in where you're taking them. So who's the ideal person that's going to be interested in this?
Well, really anybody that's finding themselves to be a little bit more overwhelmed, irritable, agitated, just all around nasty right now, and they don't know why. Because really that's for me, it's a huge red flag saying, hey, I'm not taking care of myself. Where do I need to take a few steps back and put more effort into me? Because I'm not meeting my own needs right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so is the class, is it a 1-day event online, or is it like, how long is it? Is it,
Well, we're going to have the 1-hour class on the 21st. And then after that, we're going to do the tailored plan. And then everybody who does decide that this is something they want to do and really journey into themselves, then they have access to me after that for messaging and support and whatnot. And then there's always the group that I have. They're really, really wonderful and supportive.
so there's a next step afterwards if somebody wants to continue working with you and going deeper into this kind of work, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're starting to come into awareness that they need a little help. They need a little self-growth, right?
Yeah, I do coaching as well. And this is usually the first piece for the coaching that I do, like the soul-led intuitive coaching. And really what I want to do is get people out of the habits and into awareness. So stop living a life of habit, start being more aware and in control. Not really in control, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
Awareness is huge, right? That's the big awakening that we're having, is really it's awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think of that idea that people talk about right now, that we are going through an awakening? What does that actually mean to you?
Oh, I definitely feel that. It's people are being forced to sit with their stuff, right? It's kind of like you are being forced into doing this. A lot of people are still finding ways to distract themselves. Like, I'm going to bake all this, I'm going to do all this, I'm going to, but really they're having to sit front and center with that mirror and see exactly what is needing to be worked on.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. I agree. So So, what is we here? What kind of message do you want to put out to people right now?
Really to take this time and do your work. Take that time to rest and replenish yourself, but also make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you are the most important person in the world, and you need to make sure that you're showing everyone that you matter most. Bring your price tag from bargain basement right back up to the top.
Right.
You are addition. Make sure everybody knows it.
Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to play a little game with you here. What if? So let's see. What do you think the world is going to look like 1 year from now?
I believe that everything is going to be working far more fluidly for everyone and more inclusively for all, based on compassion, love, and respect. I believe that the consumerism and fear-mongering will be hopefully depleted, and that we can come back to a more natural sense of being and a connectedness with the earth that's been missing for far too long.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful. I'm hoping. Yeah, we're all praying for that, right? A more compassionate world, more wood. Yeah, definitely more aware, more connected, more local.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, who are your local produce people?
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is something to be thinking about right now. Who are your local store owners? Who's your local Reiki master down the street? Right? Like, these are things that you really want to focus on. Oh, thank you, my love. Out you go.
Can I borrow some money?
No. Out you go.
I need money.
Okay, I'll get you money after. Out you go. Can I borrow some money?
Where's he gonna spend it right now?
He wants Easter egg for,
Sorry, what is that?
he wants to hide it in an Easter egg for me.
I love it. It's gonna borrow money from you to hide your Easter egg. I love it.
He's wonderful.
Gotta love kids. Yes, working from home with kids is a challenge. It's great. It's a challenge, but it's also full of a lot of laughs, a lot of joy. It keeps you lighthearted, doesn't it?
It does, and that's something. And another piece that, everybody's so serious. We need to lighten up a little bit and really look to them for the learning that they can. Like, they're the best teachers by far.
Okay, so how did you get into doing what you do?
Oh, it was a long time coming. I've been an intuitive since my childhood. I've seen angels since then as well, and then going through all of my ups and downs and really deep downs, I learned what it was like to not care for self, to be in a position where there was no me anymore. It was just what I did for everyone else. And my own self-discovery of finding me again and allowing myself to be number one really has propelled this forward, because I know most moms get stuck in the, oh, my child comes first. And it took probably 8 or 9 years before I realized that, no, my child is my number one, but I still need to take care of me, or else I'm nothing for them. And my goal as a parent is to help guide them to be the best version of themselves. And how can I show them what it's like to be somebody who's caring and compassionate and who loves themselves enough to advocate for themselves, to speak forward, and to feel heard if I'm not doing it for me. Right? So I want to make sure that I'm setting the best example. And that means saying, no, mommy needs a break. Mommy's having her time out. And my youngest, when I say I'm frustrated, he knows, no, now mommy's serious. It's time to go and leave her alone for a little bit, because those are words that he now knows because we've gone through it. Like, if mommy says she's frustrated, mommy's going to get to angry pretty quick after that. So give her some time to sort of come down a little bit and center herself. And usually I'll go stand outside and sit on the curb, or give myself a timeout in the bathroom or something like that, something away from them where I'm able to reconnect and ground and center.
Oh, what happened here? Did I lose you?
Ding dong.
Hello.
Am I back now?
You're back now. Good thing for editing.
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Imagine if that was live.
I've been in that meeting.
Oh, where did it go? Okay. Oh, okay. Things are happening.
Okay. Are you
Good.
stabilized?
I think so. I don't know. It's a little traumatic.
A few technical glitches there. We're back.
Yeah. What were we talking?
So in the last little bit here, we were just talking, we've had some technical things here, but now we're back. And we were talking about your children being the inspiration.
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Working from home is so much fun, right?
It is. It really is. It presents a whole different set of challenges, and I'm up to the challenge right now.
Excellent. Excellent. So anyhow, you were talking about your children being the inspiration for the work that you do. And I believe that you and I have talked quite a bit about your philosophy on teaching your kids their emotional language.
Yes.
And that has been a huge part of, and when you were just talking now about the inspiration you have in talking to your kids and telling them that mommy's frustrated, and what happens to mommy frustrated leads to this, leads to that, you have really put a lot of focus on doing that.
Yes.
You got a little more to say on it?
Well, in school, what they learn is those zones of regulation. And for me, they understand their colors very, very well when it comes to where they're feeling. I wanted them to be able to put words to it, because I don't speak necessarily in color. I speak with words, and I want them to learn facial cues and those sorts of things. And so what we do is, every time we're having a feeling, we try and communicate what that feeling is. So like, what are you feeling right now? What do you think mommy is feeling right now? And we really work on the back and forth there, so that they can understand based on what my face says and what they're feeling, what their face is saying. We use mirrors and things too, to sort of understand the words that go with the emotions. Just because their emotions, usually they're very cut and dry. I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, or something in between, right? Bored, they know very well as well. But trying to get those more specific emotions, well, I say I don't know that you're angry, but I believe that you're probably pretty frustrated right now. But if we were frustrated, we're starting to get angry because it doesn't feel like we're being heard, or something's happening that we don't want to happen, and it's making us feel a little bit more frustrated, right? And if I get a yes, then we continue with that. If he says, no, I'm mad. Okay, why are you mad? Usually because somebody's doing something to him. It's like, okay, so you're angry, but why are you letting anything anybody else says affect you? Because what they're saying is a reflection of them and their feelings, and it's none of your business. So what they say is a reflection of themselves. You don't need to show up to that. You don't need to be a part of that. That's on them, and that's their job to deal with it. You just go on doing you. And this has been something we're always working on, because it's really hard not to say, well, this person just said I'm dumb. Like, my brother just told me I'm stupid. Well, okay, how does that make you feel? Well, it makes me mad. Really? I'd be a little hurt when somebody thinks I'm stupid. That's not very nice. Did you tell him it hurt your feelings? Well, no.
Well, you should check the video.
Okay, not right now, please.
It's super.
After.
I'll grab the eggs.
Okay.
So this is something I think we kind of haven't really delved into this in this conversation yet, but I think I'd like to, if it's all right with you.
Yep.
You actually have, you're married, first of all, right?
No, but common law.
Common law. Okay, common law. That's just a modern version. That's right. You're in a household with another person, another adult. So there's 2 adults and 2 kids there. All right. But one of the unique challenges, I think, is brought this kind of development from what I've seen in knowing you over the years, is that your boys are actual special needs. They have some. They are actually a designation or something, right? There is something there. I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
my oldest, he has Tourette's, OCD, SPD, ADHD, generalized anxiety, and the list goes on. We had tried for autism testing for him years ago and were refused. They just preferred to give him all these extra different little names instead. But the youngest one, he is currently in line for testing for autism, and he's also got ADHD and anxiety.
Okay, so raising 2 boys, as most people know, your household with kids is very busy, but when you have 2 boys that are 2 children that are special needs like that, it causes you to really have to take that extra step in thinking about everything you're doing. So when you were just talking about that emotional language you teach with your kids, it is the fact that your kids have put you in a position where you've had to really break it down and really explain it in such clear terms and put it into practice, I think lends a different view for a coach in your life coaching practice for other parents that are struggling with kids, and not just kids that have a designation, but all kids, because all kids are perfectly programmed to make you the craziest, right? They're designed for you specifically to push every button you got. And I think that is a real gift that you share, and I'm sure that goes into your coaching for a lot of parents.
Yeah, definitely. It's there's so many pieces, right? And trying to support them while they're going through these challenges, because most often the spouse or the kids are one of the biggest triggers, and looking at more why that's your trigger, because you have that mirror again coming right back up in your face saying, well, why is that your trigger? Why is that person triggering you? What are you feeling when this is happening? And then breaking it down and seeing if we can get to a little bit more of a deeper level there and dig it out.
In your personal life, was there in your journey here, going from raising your kids with the challenges that you've had and then doing this kind of work, was there a pivotal moment that was like that the moment where you're just in a spiral of sinking, which I'm sure you were, getting lost in the system and not getting the diagnosis and everything, was there a moment that just was that turning point for you?
Mine was pretty slow going, actually. It was, I was eased into it, which was really nice. I had been doing intuitive development for a few years now. I think, see, to me, it feels like forever. And I've always been the one that people come to for advice, but I never even thought of actually doing work with other people and being paid for it because I didn't really feel that I was qualified. And then after I started, probably after I did my Reiki training, there's a really deep healing process that goes with that. And it was a very fast and ugly, messy healing process. Let me tell you. Oh, it was gross. But it was what I needed. It was a big purge, a big detox. Probably that, I wasn't even starting to think about that until after my father passed away. So that was a big, well, kid, you're on your own. What are you going to do now? Because mom passed in 2010 and then he followed in 2015. And so I was like, well, now I guess I got to kind of pull up my socks and do better for me.
Yeah, that's a big transition in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've definitely stepped into your power. It's been wonderful to see that growth that has been going on with you. And I think you have a lot to offer in your services of that. So I'm going to turn this over to you again. I think, is there anything else that you want to say to people that might be watching this?
Really, to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Allow yourself to feel your feelings and not to punish yourself for having them. And knowing that you always have a choice on whether you're going to stay with it or if you're going to move forward. I'm just being told that all it takes is one step. So even if it's a baby step, take that step and keep moving forward. Don't let yourself sit still in your darkness.
I like that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to actually turn this over to you just for a few more minutes again. I want you to do some self-promotion. I want you to take a minute and tell us again about this event that you're inviting people to come and do with you. On April 21st, right? Okay. Yeah. So I want you to talk to people about that, give them the date, the time, and everything. And we will be sharing that link and everything with them so that whoever's watching this can join in with that. So tell us more about that. And then also take a minute that at the end of when they've done that event with you, they've done the one-to-one addition that you've put to the program. I want you to talk a little bit about what the soul life coaching stuff that you do, what that can do for them as well.
Okay, sure.
So,
I'm on the spot.
Yeah.
So we're on the 21st, we're going to be taking that first step into leading your best life. And really, the whole coaching program I have is about leading your best life. And your first step is self-care, getting to know you and what it means to actually care for you and honor you. So we're going to look into the 4 main components or like the areas of self-care to look at, because a lot of people will think, oh, I went and got my mani-pedi, I'm good. But there's so much more to it. We're going to look at your physical. So what are you putting into your body? What are you releasing from your body? How are you doing, like what foods, water, exercise, toxins, things like that? What is the physical aspect of self-care? How can you honor your temple a little bit more? Then we're going to look into your mental. Now, mental and emotional, two totally different things. So your mental, what are you watching? What are you reading? How are you relaxing your mind, allowing your minds a break, but what also stimulates your mind, and sort of look at the ways that you can stimulate yourself in a little bit more of a positive way, and lead your focus more into what you want rather than what you don't want. So if you're watching true crime all the time, we might step away from that. And then you're emotional. So how are you allowing yourself to feel? How are you allowing yourself to heal? Our emotions are our guideposts. They show us when we're seeing things clearly and when we're not. And we're going to really dig into that, as well as spiritual. How are you giving things over? Are you taking on too much stuff that isn't really your job? Now, it doesn't really have anything to do with religion, but rather trust and faith in yourself and in our wonderful, amazing universe. If you have religion, we can put that in there because it is tailored to you. And then after that, moving forward, if you decide that you want to continue on with the coaching, we can go into more in-depth details, like we will be covering boundaries in this course, because boundaries for your mental and your emotional state are vital. But we're going to go deeper into limiting beliefs, what's holding you back, who's your best advocate, who's not, making sure that you are your number one support, and your soul tribe, and those sorts of things. Also moving into your intuitive development, if that's something that you're interested in. Sort of taking that shift over into your intuition, and how you can explore your gifts and things like that. My intruder has returned, so I'm just going to pause a minute. We'll be going into intuitive development and looking at those sorts of things, if that's something you're interested in. Also, what inspires you? What makes you feel good? What are the things that you can be moving towards that maybe you haven't been doing in a little bit too long? And going down the career path, if that's something that you want to look into. What are your assets? How can you make a change? What's going to make you feel fulfilled? And really looking for ways to help you create your best life. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So that is, was that the part of the course, or is that also into the personal?
That's the soul coaching.
That's the soul coaching.
Yeah. That's the course really is just the 4 main aspects, the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, for self-care, because self-care is your foundations. It needs to be your number one, right? Like, this is how you have your building blocks. If you've got rocky foundations on who you are and what you need, then how can you live your best and fulfilling life, right?
Yeah, that's right. And to get your foundations and into this world of self-help and figuring that out, to be able to have this course, to get to know you, to figure out where you are on this journey, that's a fantastic foundation. I'm glad you're offering that. I think that's a great value to people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you have a message to share about Infinite Serenity that if you want to take a moment?
Yeah, I would love to. So, the wonderful place where I got to finally experience you in all of your glory, Infinite Serenity. What I would love to do is really help promote this business, because I mean, I absolutely love Stephanie and everything that she stands for. And right now, promoting small business is vital to all of us self-employed people. What I'm going to do actually is, for this course, offer that 20% is all going to go to Infinite Serenity. I cannot even speak anymore. It's one of those days. But yes, I will be offering 20% for fundraising towards Infinite Serenity. Just what's happening right now with small businesses is horrible, because they still have rent to pay, and unfortunately they are not allowed to open. and so it makes it pretty hard to pay your rent if you're not allowed to make any money. So yeah, I would love to be able to do that and just give back to the community that is cherished and cradled me so much during my growth.
What a beautiful thing to do, and I'm so happy to hear that. And I know that Stephanie, who owns Infinite Serenity, now I can't say it either, Stephanie is very appreciative of the support that you have given her, and you know, it's her heart that she's given to you. She doesn't even think twice about it. So she's a big fan of all of us. And wonderful to see you giving back to her. Thank you so much for doing that, and for helping to keep small business alive. Small business is the heart and soul of Canada, right? And we do need to support them, because you're right, they don't have a choice. They are forced to close the doors right now. There isn't an option for them. So thank you very much for that. Okay, we're going to wrap up here, and I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, or good night, because it's night.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Jami. And all those who are watching this video, please take a few moments and check out Jami's webpage. Here, I'm just going to trying to change views here for a second. There we go. All right. Take a few moments and go onto Facebook and Google Jami Fuller, or actually we'll be posting on, I'm so good with this. If you look at the links below, you will see I'll have the links to Jami's personal Facebook page, as well as her business page, this event, and her website. And then I'll have a link on my own with Facebook and website and everything, so you can continue to follow that, and I'll keep it up to date as we go along. And I invite you all to go check out her work. She is truly a compassionate, gifted person, wonderful, intuitive, and I think she has a lot to offer people who are trying to work through these unusual times. So go and check out Jami and see if she resonates with you. Check out her class, get the foundations. I highly encourage it. I endorse Jami. She's a wonderful soul. So there we go. Another shining spirit in our community. Thank you very much, Jami, and you have yourself a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right.